So I'm going to show you how to clean your carb. And I mean, if your bike's been sitting over the winter, she won't fire up or has no idle circuit, this is where you're going to start, just by cleaning your carb. This one's been sitting for a while, so I imagine this is going to be nasty. This particular one is off of a 2002 to 2006 CRF 450. So here we go. It's just your regular old FCR carb. So before you start taking everything apart, you want to get your air fuel screw out of this one. It's incorporated into the float bowl, kind of ish, and just bore is. So what I'm going to do here is go in and count my turns. So there's a half a turn, one whole turn, another half a turn, another one whole turn, another half a turn. So 3 turns. We were 3 turns out on this, and we're going to go right back to that. We're just going to make a mental note and get this guy out of here now. He doesn't want to come out. We'll get him out when we get the float ball off. Right now we're going to take off this bracket. I might have to push really hard. I don't want to strip these. So, right back. Got some handy dandy special pliers for this kind of situation. Just like that. We're going to replace this guy when we go back together. Don't want to put strip bolts in, it just makes a bigger problem later on. So that guy's off now. Flip the carb up, and we're going to take the accelerator pump apart-ish. I'm just going to break them loose real quick before I start really removing them. So, 1, and number 3. Make sure you don't lose your spring. Make sure you still have your O-rings. And this guy doesn't really want to come off. Like I said, this has been sitting for a while. So, assistance on the side there comes right off. Set him with him. And now we can take the float ball off, and this is probably where it's going to be disgusting. Man, don't do that. This is really on there. Using this big old belly for something. Alright. Get all 4 of these guys out. You can leave your little hose guides on, the hoses, for now. If they fall off, just make sure not to lose them. Thank you. Oh my good God. Fight me some more, why don't you? Alright. Out of the way. Off, and look how nasty and gross that is. That is disgusting. There's gonna be lots of cleaning here. This little guy is held down by your needle jet, so we are going to take the main jet out first. Okay, he stayed in there. Let's get him and his spring out. There's going to be a washer and an O-ring behind them. They usually get stuck in there. You can take a pick and try and dig them out, but I just put my finger over it and blast the idle circuit with air. Usually it comes out right there, like that, which I'll show you here in a second. I'm going to get this main jet off, and the needle jet came out with it. Guys, put them off to the side. We can take this little plastic deal out now, and there's the needle. I'm not going to take the top section of the carb apart. It's not really necessary. I mean, the slide moves freely, pushes the accelerator pump. There's no need to disassemble all of that, but this might be a little bit of a pain. I might need a pick for this one. Maybe. Feels like it's riding smooth, so I might get lucky here. Yeah, there we go. There's the pin for the floats. And we're going to inspect the float needle first. Again. And no flat or no indentations on the needle. This is going to be reusable. This is good news. Also, the gasket on this looks like it's going to be reusable. I'll be able to reuse that. It's not sitting under flush with the sealing surface. It kind of protrudes. So next we're going to get, I believe this is going to be the and I don't want to use this guy. He's not going to work for me. Use a little bit bigger screwdriver. I don't want to destroy the brass, because then you're going to be drilling out a jet. Starter jet comes out. Throw him off to the side. Let's see if we can get our idle out. I just used the flathead to break it loose. It's not going to be able to spin it out. Take my little jeweler's flathead. Get the needle jet out. And then we can start cleaning, which is going to be quite a bit of carb clean. Now for that, I'm going to see if I can just pan this up. Alright, there's the garbage can. So what I'm going to be doing is taking some Carb Clean, and I'm going to be spraying out the throttle, try and get up on the upper side of the slide. I'm going to pull the choke out, that way I can clean the starter circuit as well. So we're going to blast all ports from all different directions as much as we can and try and clean this up to where it looks new-ish. So here we go. I'm not going to try and lose those. Fuel circuit's clear. Looks like our starter circuit is gummed up. There we go. It's clearing out. Idle circuit. It's not going through. So we're gonna go from all different directions. There goes our, I didn't use air, but there goes our washer. So before I go any farther, I don't want to lose this deeper in the trash can. Forgot all about that little guy. Get him out of the trash can. Start blasting our, there we go. Clear out the idle circuit, main jet or needle jet housing. Spray this needle pretty good. Get the carb throat really good. This is going to be a mess. I didn't take this air bleed out. I don't usually do. I just run jet cleaning tool down it. It's clear. That's clear. Clean up the carb throat. Got the carb throat cleaned out. And now, this is what makes a carb clean. You have to blow all the circuits out, and I'm going to start with the idle circuit because of that rubber O-ring. With some compressed air. The O-ring, I believe, has stayed in his spot. Yes, it has. I'm still going to continue to hold that. I don't want to lose that rubber O-ring, and I don't want to fight them right now. So we're blowing out all the circuits, your accelerator pump circuit, starter, jet needle, idle circuit again, fuel, all your air bleeds. Blow out the carb throat. I'm going to have to flip this guy around and continue to hold that. Just really cleaning them out, blowing out all the circuits. Wow, drop that one. There we go. Alright, so the main carb is cleaned out. And now we're going to take this guy and put him over here where he belongs. Now we're going to start cleaning all the jets. And for that, you'll need a jet cleaning tool. This one's from Helix. It's pretty sweet. Comes with all different sizes. Pretty sturdy, heavy duty. So right now, I'm just going to blast this as Carb Clean, or, well, whoops. So what I'm going to do now is take the jet cleaning tool and the idle jet, and I'm going to blast this out and then run this idle. Blast him out. I had fluid going through, so we're just going to not only do the main port, but also these little bleeds for the air. All of that. Blast him with air. And then verify work by looking down the bore of the idle jet up to some light, and it looks very clean. Good. So I'm just going to immediately put him back where he goes. There you are. For the air fuel screw, snug him down, and now I'm going to clean out the main jet, or the needle jet real quick. It's got some residue in there, so let's clean him out. You can't see the trash can no more, can you? But I'm just spraying Carb Clean down it and blasting with air. Clean him out like that. Wipe down the outer edge. Make sure you clean that up too. And we're going to put him back after we clean this guy off next. These guys aren't really necessary, so if you break them, lose them, whatever, I delete all mine on my machines. So get him in there, back in place, and I am going to need an 8mm socket. So now we're going to tighten him down. You don't, with all these brass jets, you don't want to go really tight. It's just lightly snug. Lightly snug. Don't want to damage anything. Now we're going to, I guess we should have done the starter jet before we did this, but we're going to clean him now. Clean him out. Blast him with Carb Clean. And that bottle is done. And run our through him, make sure he's nice and clean. No debris or gunk, anything like that, going to prevent any flow. Because that was, I felt a lot of residue in there. So I'm going to blast him one more time and then hit him with air. Just stay. Alright, cool. There we go. Blast him with air. and then drop him down where he goes, and we're going to tighten him down with our jeweler's screwdriver. Nice and snug. Now finally our main jet, which is really nasty. So I'm going to blast him out first. Yeah, there's a lot in there. I'm going to hit him with air. I'm going to try that again. I'm going to blast him with Carb Clean. And then take the jet cleaning tool. Go through, kind of do little twists and stuff. That was actually part of my glove, not the something in the jet. Clean him out. We're going to blast him again. And then hit him with air. Verify that he's nice and clean. Yep, nice clean bore. I'm going to put him right back where he goes now. And now I'm going to blast off these floats real quick. And I'm not going to really clean this guy up. I just wiped him down is all I did. So I don't want to put Carb Clean on him for fear it'll mess up that rubber tip. And then set this guy in place. Rod in. Holding in place. And now we got to clean this guy. And we got to make sure we clean out the ports for the accelerator pump as well. And that little guy right there. Oh, speaking of which, real quick, I'm going to run this down the air bleed jet. Oh, that's nice and clean. I'm going to just put a little bit in here on that little jet for the accelerator pump. I'm going to run this guy down it real quick too. Take it and blast it out with Carb Clean and then blow it out with air. Alright, so cleaned it out with Carb Clean, made sure I got down in the where the main jet is going to rest in here. Cleaned that out really good, blasted all my accelerator pump jets. It is still stained, so don't be discouraged. It'll go away over time as the bike runs. You can sit here and use a brush too if you want to, but it's just easier to let the bike handle it for me. And besides, this is just going to see if this bike even fires up. So I'm going to put our float bowl back on. Rod for our accelerator pump. Set him down in place. And we're going to put just the float bowl. Did I lose both of them? I did lose both of them. Where'd the other one go? We're just going to run him down the hoses Looks like it's going to be like this. Down to where he's going to mount up. Screw in there, and I'm just going to somewhat get these started just so they don't fall out while I'm constantly flipping and moving this carb around. Crap, fight me some more, why don't you? That's clean. We're going to just send this accelerator pump gasket like it's, you know. And if you're wondering which way it goes, it has a rib on the edge. It'll go down in the recess. Like that. Then your spring. And now for this guy, your accelerator pump cover, we're going to have to spray him out too. And blow him away. Make sure you clean out the ports and blow air through them so fluid comes through those two little ports on the inside. Line him up. There's really only one way he goes on. You can't mess it up unless you try. I'm going to put this accelerator pump back together. Try and keep this in camera. Down. We're going to clean off our air fuel screw. Actually, this is a fuel air screw. It's on the engine side, so it's a fuel air screw. I'm gonna put our spring back on him. Put our little washer on. Our O-ring is still down in his port, and we're just going to flip this carb to the side, get him in there and started. Take our jeweler screwdriver and push him down the rest of the way. Start putting him down, going all the way to bottom, and now we're going to do those three turns, the three turns. Half, one, half, two, half, three. Three turns, and I'm going to get a replacement screw for this to put on this guy and screw him back down where he goes. So other than that, that's how you basically clean a carb real quick. Good job, guys. Catch you on the next one.